Hi friends, this is Loli. Welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you some lemon DIYs I made using napkins. Here we go with the first inspiration piece. For this project I used one of these barn shapes from the Dollar Tree, and I was hoping to remove all the paper and the top sections as well, but this was not working. I just was able to lift about half of the paper from the bottom, and that rim of the roof on there was actually made of cardboard and it was breaking as I was trying to remove it, so I had to leave it. So I just removed as much as the paper as I could and sanded it down to a nice and flat surface. Then I'm going to take one of these napkins from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to go ahead and try to measure it to see if it will cover here, and I see exactly how much I want to add on there. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this sign with 2 or 3 coats actually of my Black & Decker white paint and primer. Once the paint dried, I took the napkin and just measured exactly how much I wanted to put on my barn there, and I just put it to the side, and I'm going to add some more vibrancy to this piece by painting it using this yellow paint from Apple Barrel. I'm not sure of the exact name of it since it was caked in paint. I couldn't see that, but it's just a bright yellow that looks just like that yellow on the napkin. Now I'm going to go ahead and prep my napkin for the surface while that paint dries. So I took and cut off a section that I wanted to add on there that will be perfectly centered, and then I took some parchment paper, put it on top of my napkin, and ironed out all the wrinkles. Then I separated the 2 plies of the napkin, and I'm going to be working with the printed ply. I first placed it on the surface, making sure it fits. Now I'm going to take a wet paint brush and applied water all along the edges of the napkin. Then I came in and tore off those little edges, revealing a nice jagged edge. Once the paint dried, I applied a generous amount of Mod Podge on the entire surface where I'm planning to put the napkin. I let it dry, and then I'm placing the napkin over the dry section. And I noticed one part was a little bit uneven, so I just tore off another piece from there. And now I'm going to take my parchment paper and put it over my napkin, and I'm going to go over this with my iron. This is a method that for me works the best. It completely adheres that napkin to the surface, and it completely avoids any bubbling. And this is how it's looking so far. Then I took some of this ocean paint from Waverly, and I'm going to just add it onto a piece of parchment paper there. And then I came in with this ink from also Waverly, and the idea is to try to make this blue a little bit darker. It didn't work as much, so then I came in with this other, I believe it's Turkish, not Turkish, Tuscan teal from Apple Barrel, and I ended up using some more of that aquamarine and a bit more of that ocean color, and I finally achieved the color that I was going for as best as I could. So I'm going to go ahead and use it, as you see there, on the ridge of this barn house. And easy peasy, this is complete. Look how cute that is. I really like it. I like the simplicity. It's awesome. Friends, today's video is part of a collaboration. It is the Napkin Exchange channel, and it's hosted every month by Sarah from Sunflowers and DIY, and the co-host this month is Meriem from Craft with Meriem. Please make sure to visit these talented ladies as well as the playlist so you don't miss out on all the amazing creations we have in store for you. Let's go for the next one. The second inspiration piece, I used one of these milk jugs from the Dollar Tree, and I removed the bowl using a little bit of heat and a spatula. Unfortunately, some of the paper came with the bowl, so I had to sand down that surface. And then I'm going to come and take my Black & Decker paint and primer and cover the entire piece. Then I took daffodil yellow from Apple Barrel, and I gave it 1 full coat using this color. Once the paint dried, I came in with one of these napkins as well, and I'm going to just go ahead and remove once again that printed portion. I'm going to again get rid of all the wrinkles that it has on here on the front, and then I cut out the piece of napkin I'm going to use. And by cutting I mean that I wet the edges and pulled off the pieces. Friends, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Then I tore off the edges as well and attached it right there. I'm going to add some Mod Podge to the surface like I did in the previous DIY. Just spreading it on the area in which the napkin is going to fall. I let it dry, and I'm going to use the same method I used before. I'm going to place it down on my surface, add a piece of parchment paper on top of that napkin, and use my heat press to fuse this down onto the wood piece. Then I took some jute cord and I burned off the fuzzies off of it, and then I glued it on the entire perimeter of the napkin. My friends, if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. All this is free and they mean the world to me. So for this month, we exchanged challenge projects instead of napkins. So I was challenged by Sarah from Sunflowers and DIYing to create a summer wreath using napkins. The next DIY is my challenge project, so stay tuned. And then I'm going to add some jute cord to the neck of this milk jug as well. I just wrapped it, I think about 68 times, making sure that each strand was neatly against the other without leaving any gaps. So friends, I also got the challenge another creative creator to make something as well. So I challenged Beth from Pearl Treasure Designs to create a candlelight arrangement using napkins. Make sure to go over to her channel and see how amazing she did. Once I got to the end, I just attached it with a little bit of hot glue. And I burned off any more of that jute cord that was fuzzy. But wait, I'm not done yet. I took and I made a nice jute bow, and I'm going to add it right there on the middle with a little bit of hot glue. Again, I'm not done yet. I'm going to take some florals to this. So I got these florals from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut them into short individual little stems, and we are going to add them onto this milk jug. So I just took the flowers and I am positioning towards the back of the milk jug. I'm going to go ahead and take those little stems and stick them underneath the jute cord that's on the back to help me hold them in place until I find the proper placement for each one of these pieces. So I just, play with the placement until I was happy with what I saw. I decided I didn't want all the flowers that have that greenery on there, so I removed the leaves for most of these flowers and I just left it onto 2 of them just to give a little bit of interest to the piece. But most of these did not have any of those leaves attached to them. The daisies there came on a variety of picks. One pick had 2 flowers and others had a single flower, so I took the ones that had the single flower and bent it right there on the bottom of the stem and then place it down so they will be falling onto the front of the milk jug. I stirred at it for a little while, fluffed up my flowers, and once I was happy with the placement, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that that hanging piece is out of the way, and I'm adding some hot glue to where all the stems unite to make sure that everything stays in place. But wait, we need more. So I'm going to take one of these little flowers and I'm going to this game attached to one of the picks. For some reason it was just hanging on there, so I cut it off. So it came out perfect that I can just cut a flower out of it and place it right there in the middle of my bow. I did that with a bit of hot glue, and then I needed more, of course. I'm going to take a half a bead that I had left over from another project, and I'm going to paint it with this bright yellow from, is it Apple Barrel? I can't remember the name, and the name is all painted over, so I have no idea. So I just painted it, you know, nicely with it, make sure to give it a nice coat. I dried it, and I'm going to just go ahead and attach it right on top of that flower. And I'm still not done yet. These flowers were looking crazy, so I'm just adding some heat to them to just open up the petals and have them be a little bit more tidy and have beautiful blooms. And here, now we are done. For the third and final inspiration piece, I'm going to use one of these pizza pans from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take my white Black & Decker paint and primer, and I'm going to give it 2 full coats. Then I took one of these napkins that I found at the Dollar Tree. It was perfect for the look, how cute that looks. But it was a bit wrinkly because it was folded, so what I did is I removed that second layer of tissue or napkin from the back of it. And I'm going to just go ahead and first take some Mod Podge and completely cover the inside of my pizza pan with it and let it dry. While that Mod Podge dried, I'm going over the entire napkin with a piece of parchment paper and my little trusty iron, and I'm going to remove all the wrinkles from my napkin. And now I'm applying the napkin onto my surface while the Mod Podge is still a bit tacky. And I'm using a rolled up bunch of plastic wrap or cling wrap, you want to call it, to smooth it out. And then I use my sanding block to remove the excess paper from the edges. Now here I'm coming back with some Mod Podge on the edges. There were some places that did not completely adhere, so I am going over those places and pressing it down to fix that. And here I'm trying to remove most of the wrinkles using my parchment paper and my little press. Then I dry the entire surface there, and we are going to start working on the rim of this. So I'm going to add some of the daffodil yellow and some of the maize color from Waverly together to create a little bit brighter yellow, and I'm going to use that color to completely cover the rim of my pizza pan. Once everything dried, I'm coming in with 2 of these lemon picks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to just go ahead and put them in opposite sides. I'm going to create a swag. I make sure to place them exactly where I want them, and I am also arranging the different parts of the pick so they has the best view. First I thought I was going to just use jute cord to attach it, then I'm like, you know what, I need something stronger, so I went with the zip tie. So first I left it loose and make sure to arrange everything exactly how I wanted it, and once I was satisfied, I tightened it and cut the excess zip tie. Now I'm going to use some hot glue to attach it to the top portion of my pizza pan. I wanted the greenery to fall in a specific place, so I just tacked it down in those places with a little bit of hot glue. Then I took some of this ribbon that I got from Carolina Pottery on a recent trip I made to North Carolina. I love that store, guys, by the way. If you're interested in watching the video that I did last year when I went there for the first time, it is in my channel. I will try to link it in the description box below. But anyway, I got some of this ribbon, and I'm going to just remove a large piece from the spool, and I'm going to just do a crisscross bow and cinch it in the middle, and I'm using a piece of jute cord to tie it in the middle, making sure that my bow and my tails are also even. And I just went over it and dovetailed my ends as well and fluff my bow as best as I could. And we are going to attach it right onto the middle of our swag. Then I took some leftover greenery that I have from a different project. I arranged the stems to my liking, and then I glued it to the middle of my bow. Then I took a lemon and I glued it right on top of that as well. This lemon came from the Dollar Tree. It came in a pack of 3. I got this sometime last year. You know already, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna take one of these welcome words from the Dollar Tree. It comes in like a rose gold, and the first thing that I did was add some of the gel super glue to some sections of the back, and then I took some hot glue and added to different sections as well. They have that long-term, short-term bond, and then once that was adhered, I'm removing the plastic film that comes over this word. That, guys, for a while I didn't realize they had it. I finally figured it out a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, look how much shinier that is without that. So yes, I did that. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a hanger. So I just took some of this yellow ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I looped it like you see there, added hot glue underneath of each of the 2 bottom pieces there, then added some more hot glue on top of that, and I added a piece of craft paper over it to make sure that everything stayed in place. Guys, please ignore my nails on this video. I totally forgot to get them done, and doing things around the house, they got chipped really badly. So ignore that part. And now we are actually done. Here it is all completed. Let me know what you think, and here's the final reveal. My friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. If you'd like to follow me on social media, here are my social media links, and don't forget to visit the playlist. And if you want to watch some more of my videos, here are some suggestions. Again, have an amazing day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.